Good morning. You guys, I'm gonna be honest, I already filmed this entire video once, but I wasn't very happy with it, so we're doing it again. Also, I have a glass of hot chocolate because today is a very cozy day where I live. It's super cloudy and we're just embracing it. I've been in my pajamas all day, but I want to share with you guys the 10 habits that completely changed my life. These habits are for anyone who is trying to kickstart their fitness journey, their wellness journey, and maybe you just want to implement new habits into your life. I feel like we're still in the beginning of the year, which makes it a great time to add new habits. And of course, you can add habits anytime that you're watching this, but especially in the beginning of the year, I think that people are always looking for new habits. So I'm going to share with you a few of my favorite ones that I feel like really added to my life and have made me such a happier and healthier person. For a little bit of background, if you are new to my channel, my name is Amelie, and I started getting into health and wellness and fitness in 2020, so pretty much the peak of quarantine. And since then, that's pretty much been my life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If you're curious about my journey and you want the in-depth version, I do have a video posted on my channel. It's my most popular video yet. It's called My Fitness Journey, and feel free to go watch it and then come back to this video if you want to see my credentials. Also, if you see me looking down, I have all of my habits written down on my phone, so that's why. Before we get into the video, I just want to preface, all of these habits are what work for me. Feel free to take the ones that you think could help you. Feel free to ignore the ones that you don't want in your life. And anything that I'm saying is from personal experience. I'm not a registered CPT or a dietitian or doctor. This is just what I've learned through personal experience and my own research. So let's get into it with habit number 1, and that is viewing yourself as the most important person in your life. Before I talk about this too much, obviously we have to care about the people in our lives, and I'm not saying become an egomaniac, but you have to view your happiness as the most important thing to yourself. You also have to treat yourself and view yourself like the person who you want to become. If you wake up every single day and you tell yourself that you are not a fit person, you are not an athletic person, you are not a morning person, you're never going to become one, because what you tell yourself and how you talk to yourself is how you start to view yourself. So instead, you have to wake up and treat yourself and act how you want to become. What would a morning person do? Even if you don't believe that you are one, act like it, because that habit itself is going to turn you into one. Going back to what I said about treating yourself like the most important person in your life, what I mean by that is you have to take action in your life thinking of yourself first. Obviously, you want to help make others happy and you don't want to be mean, but you have to live life doing actions that are going to make you the happiest. So even if you living a certain way doesn't align with someone else's goals, that's okay, because they align with your goals. And when you start seeing that and realizing that you're the most important person and your happiness has to come first, you're gonna start making the actions that will lead you to your happiest life. So I'm not saying disregard people's feelings. You always should be the most kind and genuine person out there, but you also have to choose to live life according to your happiness first. Along with just acting like the person you want to become and putting your happiness first, practicing positive affirmations every single morning has completely transformed the way that I talk to myself. Getting in the habit of telling yourself positive things and being kind to yourself is gonna make the biggest difference in your life, because eventually it's just gonna become instinctual. Pretty much every morning on the way to the gym or the first thing I do when I wake up is my positive affirmations. And if you're not someone who wants to stand in front of the mirror and say 5 nice things about yourself, you don't have to. There are so many songs out there that can hype you up, and even just dance parties are ways of positive affirmations. You should be saying things and doing things in the morning that boost your confidence. So sometimes that is me standing in front of the mirror and saying 5 things that I like about myself. But sometimes that's me singing the song I Am as loud as I can in my car. Getting in the habit of every morning doing something that's gonna boost my confidence and set the tone for the day in a way full of positivity and love for myself has really transformed just how my days start and the confidence that I go into with every day, because I started out my day complimenting myself, assuring myself of who I am, and treating myself with love and kindness. The next habit that I have is number 2, and that is doing everything with gratitude. When I started changing my mindset from I have to I get to, everything all of a sudden became so much easier, because rather than viewing something as a chore, like forcing myself to go to the gym, oh, I have to eat healthy, I'm on a diet, XYZ, it's you get to go to the gym, you get to move your body. There are so many people out there who are not privileged to be able to move their body and don't have the opportunities that we do. So I wake up thankful every single day to have the ability to move my body. You also get to better your life, and you get to take care of yourself, and you get to fuel your body. These are not things that you have to do. These are things that you get to do to take care of yourself, your soul, and your health. So when you start living every single day with gratitude and seeing every single day and just your life in general as a gift, everything becomes so much easier, because instead of having a negative light on everything, it's positive, because now you see that life is a gift. Every single breath that we take is a breath that we get to take, and every action that we do in our lives is something that you get to do. I'm not going to come on here and say that every day I'm super grateful, because of course we all have those days where everything just doesn't feel like it's going our way. But on days where I'm maybe in a more negative mood, or I'm just not feeling my best, I work very hard to get in the habit of reminding myself of the things that I'm grateful for, whether it's people, myself, my friends, my family, where I live, going outside in nature, just anything that I'm grateful for. And when I really focus on that, instantly my whole day becomes much more positive. I'm in a better mood, I feel lighter, because yes, some things might not be going my way, but so many things are, and I have so many amazing people, experiences, and just everything about life. Getting in the habit of practicing gratitude daily is going to change your life, because everything is going to get so much easier, lighter, and you're just going to feel so much happier. Continuing with the theme of your mindset and view on life, the third habit that I have for you is romanticizing everything. There are things in life that we all have to do. Homework, work, school, taking care of our bodies, working out, cleaning, chores. Some of these are really fun and some of these aren't so fun, but we have to do them. But rather than trying to rush through certain things or just not enjoying them, you can romanticize everything and make everything more fun, everything cuter, everything prettier, just essentially that girl, if you remember that trend. How this applies to my life is I'm a junior in high school, which means I have a lot of homework, you guys. But rather than trying to cram it all in at 2 a.m. where I'm unhappy, crying, I just want to be in my bed, I start my homework early. I'll start my homework around 5 p.m. I'll light a candle. I'll maybe put on some cute pajamas. I'll put on some music. And I will sit down for an hour, hour and a half, whatever it may be. I'll even make myself a cup of tea. And I will do all of my homework. And it really just sets the vibe of being studious and getting stuff done, being productive. And it makes everything more fun because it's making it all cute. I hope that you're understanding what I'm trying to get across here, because the only word that I can think of is making it cute, but not everyone cares about that. Another example could be going to the gym. Rather than just trying to cram in a quick workout, which is totally fine, sometimes we all need those, you could put on a cute little matching set, go get yourself a cup of coffee, drive to the gym, blast some music, really just be the main character of your life and have an amazing workout. It's little things like that that you can just add to your life that make everything more fun and more enjoyable, even if the task itself isn't that enjoyable. Habit number 4 and 5 kind of go together, but they are daily movement and also stretching, recovery, and hydration. Every single day, I move my body. This doesn't mean that every single day I'm doing a super intense workout where I'm sweating and dying and like physically exhausted, but every single day I make it a priority to move my body. I follow a pretty strict workout routine, like I'm pretty consistent with how well I stick to it. And if you are someone who does not follow a workout routine, I definitely recommend that you do. Everyone's workout routine can look completely different, but just having a routine that you can get in the habit of just makes it so much easier, because you don't have to think about how you're gonna move your body as much day of. But every single day I move my body. This sometimes is a really intense workout, like lifting, running, a HIIT workout. But on other days, like today for example, I actually went to the gym, I was planning on lifting, and my body just did not feel up for it. So instead, I walked on the treadmill for an hour, and that's great. So even if there are days that you don't feel like moving your body, I highly recommend getting in the habit of, even if it's just a quick 10-minute yoga workout, just doing something to get your blood flowing, to get your energy up, just some light movement. So walking, Pilates, stretching, anything like that. You are gonna feel so much more energized after moving your body. And at least for me, I notice on days where I don't move my body at all, I feel so much more sleepy. I get fatigued so much easier. My hunger cues are just thrown out of whack. Moving my body every single day, no matter what kind of movement it was a game changer for me. This leads into habit 5, which is taking adequate rest, recovery, and hydration. Having a workout routine is so important, and moving your body is so important. And also, if you are someone with fitness goals or physical goals, that's going to be very, very important in order for you to reach them. However, if you are not taking enough rest, stretching, and recovery, you're not going to make any progress. So, and don't get me wrong, you guys, there was a phase in my life where I did not take enough recovery. I did not stretch. I was sore all the time. And my workouts really suffered from that because I could not give my all in every workout because I was just so sore from the previous workout. Getting in the habit of putting enough rest days into my workout routine and also listening to my body was a game changer, because when you rest enough, it makes your workouts so much more effective because you can put in more energy. I also used to never stretch, and when I started stretching every single day, I got so much more flexible, and flexibility really affects your workouts because then you can do so much more movements much easier, and it also reduces muscle cramping and feeling sore after, because the way that lifting especially works and creating muscles and getting stronger is every time you work out, you're essentially breaking apart muscle fibers. And when you rest and recover, you're giving your body time to let those muscle fibers grow back stronger. But if you just keep working out and breaking and breaking and breaking, but never giving them time to heal and become stronger, you're just hurting your body over and over again for nothing. I noticed that my skin got so much clearer when I could consistently drink enough water. Don't get me wrong, I still struggle with getting enough water in, but I noticed that when I can be consistent with drinking enough water, my skin improves so much. So not only does my body recover better and I feel so much better after my workouts, but my skin is also clearer. So truly, it's a win-win. Drink your water, stretch, give yourself recovery, because your body will thank you. Habit number 6, listening to podcasts. I used to be a podcast hater, you guys. I thought they were the most boring thing ever. I hated them. I would only listen to music. Anyone that recommended me to listen to a podcast, I would just laugh in their face and be like, you've got to be kidding, that's so boring. But as of now, podcasts are my #1 source of inspiration, motivation, and also just education. There are so many intelligent people out there sharing everything that they know, from certified personal trainers to psychologists to detectives if you're someone who's into true crime. Like, there are so many interesting podcasts out there. Recently, especially, rather than listening to music if I'm going on a walk or going on a run or cleaning my room, I'll just throw on a podcast. Some of my favorite are Not Your Typical with Katelynn Nolan, the Mental Reps podcast, and recently I have been absolutely obsessed with the podcast called Aware and Aggravated. So I will definitely put in a few podcast recommendations in the description box down below, because I cannot explain enough how much I love podcasts. I think often we know a lot more than we think, but we don't really apply it to our own lives, and we need someone else to tell us and remind us of all of these good things in life so that we can apply them to our lives. So especially if you're someone who struggles with feeling motivated, definitely try listening to podcasts, because there are so many self-help podcasts out there that will motivate you and inspire you to kickstart your wellness and fitness journey. Continuing on with feeling inspired and motivated on like social media, we have habit number 7, I think, and that is creating a positive social media feed. You are in full control of everything that you see on social media, believe it or not. Obviously, there are some things that we can't control, like whatever pops up on your For You page, but luckily, most social media algorithms will throw at you what you want to see, because if you're liking certain videos, they're gonna keep providing you with that. So you choose who you follow, you choose the videos you like, you choose the videos that you save, And social media is often put in a very negative light and is seen as a place of comparison where everyone is just trying to look their best, which is true in a lot of cases, but you choose who you follow. So rather than following people who make you feel terrible about yourself, choose to follow people who inspire you, educate you, motivate you, because it is life-changing. I used to follow a lot of people on social media who did not make me feel good about myself, and I would always compare myself to them because they were just posting their amazing bodies, and I was not in a place that I was comfortable to see that because I did not love my body. If that seems like something that applies to you, definitely unfollow those people. No hate to them, but if you are not in a place where you can see that in a positive way, unfollow them, because when you open your phone, you should leave social media feeling motivated, inspired, ready to work out. I cannot tell you enough how many positive people there are on social media who are there to educate you, help you kickstart your wellness and fitness journey, and inspire you. For example, I'm literally gonna pull up my following feed on TikTok just to show you guys. If you go to my following, the very first video is someone talking about mental health and getting ready to work out. If you go down, here's some healthy meal inspo. When I open my phone, I instantly feel inspired, either ready to work out, ready to make new recipes. It's a very positive place. So getting in the habit of only following people who leave you feeling happy, motivated, excited about life is gonna be a game changer for you, because you're no longer gonna feel bad when you open your phone. You're gonna feel motivated. And taking advantage of social media as a place of motivation is also such a great way to motivate yourself when it comes to doing certain habits in your life, because for me, if I'm feeling lazy and I just want to scroll on my phone and lay in bed and do nothing with my entire day, if I start scrolling through my TikTok, I instantly start feeling motivated and like I should get out of bed and go work out or go make a healthy meal or go do my homework, because everyone on my phone is also doing the same thing. So get in the habit of, one, viewing successful people not as a way of comparison to beat down on yourself, but as a way to motivate you, and two, follow people that motivate you, unfollow the people that leave you feeling terrible about yourself. Habit number 8 is having a good night routine. Creating a good night routine is the key to creating a good morning routine, because you cannot wake up early if you're going to bed at like 12 a.m. As much as I love social media and as good as I think that it is, I try really hard not to go on social media before I go to bed. Our phones have blue light and that is going to ruin your sleep, so I always just feel so much better rested when I'm not on my phone about 10-15 minutes before going to bed. And instead of going on my phone, I've added the habit of reading right before bed into my life. Now I'm reading books so much faster, and it's also like a cue for my brain pretty much, because if I'm scrolling on my phone, I could scroll for hours. I could get in bed at 9 p.m. and then suddenly it's 12 p.m. and I've just been on TikTok scrolling the whole time. But when I start reading my book, it's kind of like a cue for my brain to start slowing down, and then eventually after about 30 minutes, I'm really tired and I'm ready for bed. Boom, I'm asleep, it's 9:30, and I'm ready to have an amazing morning routine, which is habit number 8, I think, and that is waking up earlier. So I was not always a morning person at all. Like, I used to love sleeping in, and sometimes I still do, don't get me wrong, but like, catch me dead being awake before 11 p.m. It was bad. But as I started getting into health and fitness, I started practicing the habit of waking up earlier. And currently I wake up at 4:30 in the morning, which is very, very early, but you have to make it gradual. So I did not just go from 0 to 100 waking up at 11 to all of a sudden waking up at 4:30. It went very gradual. I started waking up at 7, then I started waking up at 6, and I started waking up at 5. So if you are someone who wants to start waking up early, I recommend try waking up 30 minutes to an hour earlier than you usually do, and do that for a week. If that gets you to the time that you want to wake up, that's great, stop there. But if you're someone who wants to wake up even earlier, once you've been able to successfully wake up 30 minutes earlier, move it to an hour. But do it like weekly, because if you go 0 to 100, you might be able to do it the first day, but your body's not used to that, and you're just not going to be able to wake up. When you wake up earlier, you get so much more time added to your day, and all of a sudden you can accomplish so much more. You're going to feel so much more energized. You're gonna feel so much more productive. You're not gonna have like this groggy haze around you, because at least for me, I noticed that on days that I sleep too much almost and wake up even later, I feel tired throughout the entire day. Whereas on days where I get a solid like 8 hours of sleep and I wake up around 6 a.m., I feel so awake, I feel energized, I feel productive, and it just gives me so many more hours to my day and lets me get so much more done. Definitely probably my favorite habit and what I swear by is waking up an hour before you need to, because you are also then less rushed and you can have a relaxing morning routine. You can make yourself a cup of tea. You can get a little bit of extra work done before you have to be wherever you have to be. The overarching habit is just waking up earlier. The more precise habit is wake up an hour earlier than you have to wake up. Having a calm morning routine where you can relax and get things done that focus on you rather than your life and your responsibilities is just gonna set such an amazing tone for your day. Habit number 9 is journaling. Journaling is such an amazing place to get your thoughts out of your head. I'm someone who, if I can't physically write down my thoughts like on a piece of paper, they are just gonna be in my head. I'm gonna constantly be thinking about them. It just makes my head feel messy almost, and I just can't think straight. So journaling has been so beneficial to me because it lets me clear my head and get all my thoughts out on paper, which also helps you think clearer, because then you can see your thoughts and think, okay, what's reasonable, what's not reasonable. Going back to the positive affirmations or gratitude, you could just journal 3 things you love about yourself or 5 things that you're grateful for. But just getting in the habit of spending some time alone to just write out a few things in your life that are happening, or things that you're grateful for, or things that you love about your life, is just gonna set a really good tone for your day. I also love journaling because it lets you habit track and lets you track things that you are having and implementing in your life. I don't really have a certain format that I journal. I kind of just journal everything A through Z about my day and about my life. So I'll journal the things that I did, the things that I loved about today, the things that I didn't love, the habits that I liked, the habits that I didn't like, anything significant that happened. When you get in the habit of writing down things that you liked and didn't like, it lets you observe more about your life and lets you make changes necessary to increase the amount of things that you're writing that you constantly like about your life and decrease the things that you constantly are writing that you don't like about your life. A good example for this was kind of how I noticed that I was sensitive to dairy, because I would write down a lot of the nutritional choices that I would make, and then I was also writing down how I was feeling at the end of the day. And I noticed that on days where I ate a lot of like high concentrated dairy foods, I would always end the day with a stomach ache. And that helped me notice that, okay, maybe I should lower the amount of dairy that I'm eating. So overall, journaling is just a great way to get things out of your head. And it's also a great tool to help you recognize the things that add to your life and the things that might be taking away from your life. My last habit is by far my favorite habit of them all. And that is spending alone time with myself / taking myself on solo dates. Don't get me wrong, I love hanging out with people, but it is equally as important, if not more, to be comfortable hanging out with yourself as it is to hang out with other people. Because hanging out with yourself creates self-confidence, because you can have the best people in your life, but at the end of the day, you know that if they were all to disappear at the snap of a finger, you would be fine because you have yourself and you love yourself and you are comfortable being alone with yourself. For me, I love taking myself on solo coffee dates. I'll bring a book, I'll go to a coffee shop alone, get myself a little muffin, and just hang out with myself. Or go walk on the beach, or just go on walks alone, or even just hanging out in my backyard and tanning alone. But getting comfortable with being alone is so important because it also lets you do the habits and things that you enjoy. Because often when you hang out with other people, you have to consider what they want, as you should. If you're hanging out with friends, you shouldn't make it all about yourself. But if you're hanging out alone, it is all about you. And you can do the habits that are gonna make you the happiest version of yourself. So get in the habit of spending weekly time alone with yourself, and get in the habit of getting comfortable being alone, because you are going to see so much more confidence in your life because you know that you don't rely on anyone else other than yourself. So those are the 10 habits that I added to my life that completely changed how I view life, how I feel, and these are just the 10 wellness habits that are staples in my life and I will never take away. So I hope that this gave you some inspiration. Maybe you can add some of these habits to your life. Please reach out to me if you do. I love hearing from you guys and I would love to see if these habits help you. I have Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. They are at AmelieDesai and at FitWAmelie. I check them every single morning, so please reach out. I also want to remind you to like and subscribe because a lot of you that watch my YouTube videos are not subscribed and it helps me more than you know, and this community is growing so fast and I love every single one of you. I also want to thank Element again for sponsoring today's video, and with that I will see you guys in the next one.